What is going on, YouTubeverse? John Stanek from Johnny Radio here, bringing you another Viva La Vinyl classic album review, and it doesn't get much better than this, folks. The 1998 masterpiece, In the Airplane Over the Sea by Neutral Milk Hotel. So awesome, and it's an album that sadly a lot of people still don't know about today. Myself, I didn't know about it until around 2005 when a good friend of mine, TJ Weiler, gave me this CD and said, just listen to this. I cannot explain it. That will not do it justice. Just listen to it and you will love it. And he was right. I mean, initially I was kind of like, what is this? Especially when he gets to the part in King of Carrot Flowers, part 2, where Jeff Mangum is saying, I love you, Jesus Christ, I love you, yes I do. And you can't tell if he's being sarcastic or if he really is serious and he's singing his heart out. And that, I think, kind of sums up the record. It's a little bit of both. And at that moment in time when I realized that, I kind of fell in love with it. And, you know, Jeff Mangum is a little bit crazy, a little bit of a genius, somewhere in between. But this is the second and final Neutral Milk Hotel record. After this, he just walked away from music basically and realized he couldn't create anything better than that. And I kind of don't blame him, because this seriously is a work of art, probably the best independent record of all time, which was produced by his friend Robert Schneider in Denver, Colorado. The band hails from Athens, Georgia, great place to be from. I went to school there myself, and so much great music came from there. REM, the B-52s, and so forth. But Neutral Milk Hotel made this work of art, and it is really something. The King of Carrot Flowers, just from that opening acoustic guitar riff, it feels like a warm and friendly riff that you've heard before. Because Mangum, the way he writes, the guitar riffs are very simple. But then what's different is the way that it was recorded in kind of a lo-fi way with a lot of distortion when the band comes in, but still major chords, so it feels kind of triumphant. And then the rest of the band, right before this record, they learned all these other instruments, trombone, different horns, accordion, the singing saw that they had never played before. And like kids learning something new, they learned all these new instruments to fill in the gaps on Mangum's writing. And it just is such an expression of art that comes together in a beautiful way. And Mangum, part of his genius is he took the theme. He was very influenced by reading the Diary of Anne Frank before recording this record. The story is that it actually brought him to tears, and part of the lyrics from my favorite song on this album, "Oh Calmly," is he says, I wish I could save her in some kind of time machine. But lyrically, he never mentions Anne Frank. He never mentions Nazi Germany or anything like that. It's all very surrealist, the way that he writes his lyrics. And it's mixed with all these different stories about, there's a song called Two-Headed Boy, where he's singing about this creature that is being tormented by others, but he has empathy for. It's my favorite thing about this album is it could be so out there and wacky, some of the lyrics on this record, but then he always brings it back with this human empathy on all of the songs. Take King of Carrot Flowers, again, the I love you, Jesus Christ, where you're not sure if he's being serious or not, but that's not even the point. It's serious and not serious at the same time. And that's kind of what I love about this record. The title track is awesome. All the songs flow into each other. By the time you get to The Communist Daughter, another amazing ballad on this record. You almost think someone else is singing that because he's singing in such a low voice. Mangum kind of takes on different personas along the record, which is another thing that makes this an absolute classic in my mind. But, he's singing these crazy lyrics, semen stains the mountaintops, just ridiculous, but he sings it in such an earnest way that you're like, I think I know what you mean emotionally. Even if I don't understand what exactly you're saying, you feel the weight of it in the songs. And that happens again in Holland 1945, an upbeat rocker on this record, which is so awesome. It's this album has a little bit of everything. I mean, it doesn't sound like it was recorded in any particular time. If you said this was recorded in the 1940s, I could have believed you possibly, because the instruments are all organic acoustic instruments, but done in such a way that it's timeless. It doesn't feel like it could have necessarily been 1998. It could have been any year. And I just love it for that reason. Again, O Calmly is my favorite track on this album. Just amazing. And I had the amazing pleasure to see them perform this live when they reunited for a tour in 2013 at the Tabernacle in Atlanta. And it was just such an amazing show. They opened with that track, as a matter of fact. Played this whole album, not in sequence, of course, but other songs from their first album on Avery Island. And it was just such a joyous experience. And I hope that from that, Mangum and the rest of the guys eventually will decide to make more music, because this is one of the greatest albums of all time. I give it a 10 out of 10. It is an A+, just like all the other records behind me on this wall, and I'm happy to say that I own it. So guys, let me know what you think of this album. If you haven't heard it, stop what you're doing and listen to it right away. It is seriously just one of the best, and you have to experience it for yourself. Just like my friend TJ told me, there's no other way to describe it. So let me know in the comments below, what are your favorite tracks on this thing? If I had to pick two off the top of my head, O Calmly and The Communist Daughter are definitely my faves, but everything on here is just awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, Viva La Vinyl. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, all that jazz. Check out some of my other content that you can see on the screen now. Thank you again for supporting Johnny Radio. Take care, and I'll see you soon.